Let's go Browns! The tension is reaching a boiling point, with frustration mounting inside the locker room and the season quickly unraveling. All eyes are on a team that was supposed to be turning a corner, but instead finds itself stuck in reverse. As key decisions loom and the pressure intensifies, this week's matchup might be more than just another game. It could be the tipping point that determines the future of an entire franchise. I will tell you everything in detail about what is happening here, but first, click the like button and subscribe to stay well informed. Kevin Stefanski isn't listening to the noise, but the noise is getting louder by the week. After a brutal 1-5 start to the 2025 NFL season, the Cleveland Browns are staring down the barrel of yet another disappointing year, and the pressure is mounting from every angle. With fans frustrated, players venting, and critics sharpening their knives, this week's 7 matchup against the 1-5 Miami Dolphins feels like a must-win, not just for the standings, but for the future of the organization. And the Browns are walking into it wounded, literally and figuratively. Let's start with the injury report, which is grim. Star right tackle Jack Conklin is out with a concussion, as is promising young wideout Gage Larvadain. Tight end David Njoku, a major part of the offense, also missed practice with a knee issue. That's 3 key offensive weapons potentially unavailable in a game where Cleveland desperately needs to generate points. It gets worse. Joel Bitonio, Malik Collins, and even Myles Garrett, yes, Myles Garrett, were limited in practice. Garrett is battling an elbow injury, and while he's expected to play, anything less than 100% from their all-pro edge rusher could spell disaster. There was one notable roster move this week. The Browns brought back offensive tackle Thayer Munford Jr. to the practice squad just 2 days after releasing him. It's a depth move, but it also speaks to the kind of roster shuffling that becomes necessary when injuries start piling up. And injuries are only part of the problem. The real issue is the offense, or lack of it. Cleveland is dead last in the NFL in scoring, averaging just 13.7 points per game. They haven't cracked the 20-point mark once this season. Let that sink in. Not once. And this isn't a new trend, it's been going on for a while. The Browns have failed to score more than 20 points in 20 of their last 23 games. That's almost an entire season and a half of offensive futility under Kevin Stefanski, an offensive-minded head coach. So when Myles Garrett publicly said it's frustrating as hell to lose the same way every time after the Week 6 loss to Pittsburgh, it didn't take a genius to figure out who or what he was talking about. Garrett is a leader and a competitor, and when even he's speaking out, it's a red flag. Rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel tried to downplay the tension, saying Garrett's frustration comes from caring deeply about winning. But let's be honest, the Browns' defense is doing its job. It's the offense that's dragging this team down. Gabriel hasn't done much to change that narrative since being named the starter over Joe Flacco after Week 4. In his first 2 starts, Gabriel has thrown for just 411 yards and 2 touchdowns. He hasn't turned the ball over, which is a plus, but the offense still looks completely stuck in the mud. Against the Steelers, Gabriel was sacked 6 times and hit 16 times overall. He took a beating and even joked about it, comparing it to his mom's discipline growing up. It was a funny moment, but there's nothing funny about the Browns' quarterback situation. After trading away Flacco to Cincinnati, the only other healthy QB on the roster is fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders, who hasn't seen any regular season action yet. There's speculation that if Gabriel struggles again this Sunday, Stefanski could turn to Sanders, or worse, that Stefanski himself might not survive another embarrassing loss. And don't forget about the looming shadow of the 2026 NFL Draft. If the Browns keep losing, they'll be in prime position to grab another quarterback. ESPN's Jordan Reed already has them taking Oregon's Dante Moore at number 3 overall in his latest mock draft. That would make it 3 straight years of spending draft capital on QBs, a clear sign of organizational panic and indecision. Moore is talented, no doubt. He's completing 72% of his passes with 15 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions this year. But even his stock is shaky. After an impressive win against Penn State, he got outdueled by Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, the projected number 1 pick. It's not a slam dunk, and the Browns can't afford another miss at the position. That's the harsh reality for this team. No matter how good the defense is, nothing matters until they figure out the quarterback position. Gabriel isn't the answer right now. Sanders is a mystery. And Stefanski, once a 2-time coach of the year, is running out of excuses and time. So here we are. Week 7. Browns versus Dolphins. 2 struggling teams. One potentially career-defining game for multiple people in the organization. A loss could mean the end for Stefanski. A win might buy him another week. And either way, the quarterback carousel continues to spin. But what do you think, Browns fans? Do you still believe Dillon Gabriel deserves more time to prove himself, or is it time to give Shedeur Sanders a shot and see what he can do? Because if Gabriel can't get the job done against a Dolphins team that's also sitting at 1-5 and dealing with its own injury issues, what hope is there that he'll turn things around against stronger opponents down the stretch? Miami may be limping into Cleveland, but they're still dangerous, especially with Tua Tagovailoa practicing fully despite a thumb issue, and veterans like Cedric Wilson Jr. and Alec Ingold expected to contribute. If the Browns can't capitalize at home against a vulnerable opponent, then how much longer can Kevin Stefanski hold the line? The frustration among fans isn't just about losses, it's about the feeling that there's no clear direction. 1 week it's Flacco. Then it's Gabriel. Sanders is waiting in the wings, but even with Joe Flacco gone, there's been no indication the team is close to giving Shedeur a real shot. Stefanski insists Gabriel needs time to make those improvements that young players make, but improvement needs to show up on the scoreboard. You can't keep losing and hope the locker room stays united. And yet, through it all, the defense continues to hold its end. Myles Garrett, despite dealing with an elbow issue, has been a force. The man is playing limited in practice but unlimited on Sundays, still finding ways to pressure quarterbacks and lead one of the league's best defensive units. It's no wonder he's frustrated. It's like building a wall only to watch the offense knock it down every week. Even players like Joel Bitonio and Malik Collins are taking veteran rest days but showing up when it counts. You've got a roster of guys grinding through pain, willing to fight, but without a functioning offense, they're stuck on an island. Jerry Jeudy is banged up, David Njoku isn't practicing, and the offensive line is patched together again. It's a bad combination for a rookie quarterback still trying to find his rhythm. The whispers around Stefanski have become roars. National media, once defenders of his system, have started to walk away. And for all the talk about execution and coaching improvements, the reality is this team is scoring less than 2 touchdowns a game in an era where 30-point outings are becoming the norm. That's unacceptable for a coach who was hired specifically to modernize the Browns' offense. As Week 7 kicks off, this feels like a crossroads. Not just for the 2025 season, but for the larger identity of the Cleveland Browns. Are they building towards something? Or are they trapped in yet another cycle of resets and wasted potential? If Gabriel struggles, do you stick with him to ride out the rookie growing pains? Or is it time to find out what Shedeur Sanders really brings to the table? And if this season spirals any further, does Andrew Berry start to search for a new head coach? For now, all eyes are on Sunday. The Browns have been here before, backed into a corner, needing a win to quiet the noise. But this time, it's different. This time, it feels like the stakes are bigger than just one game. It feels like the identity of the franchise is on the line. If you're a Browns fan, how much longer would you stick with Gabriel and Stefanski before demanding a change? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Go Browns!